the
Just
other
here to
hand.
have fun.
Yep, that's right. Agro, you want to introduce yourself and a bit of background to you?
Hi, my name is Agro. I'm currently fun employed, but well, yeah, I don't have much experience in army life except for medic training because I was a medic in the army in 2 years compulsory service in Singapore. So that's all I have. But I always found it very funny that War Thunder has leaks, and at first you're like, it's once, right? It's like, oh wow, that's wild, right? And then you realize, oh, there's two. And then when the third time comes around and you're like, okay, wait, we gotta like look into this, and you're like, oh god, there are like what, 12 or 13 leaks as of now, some unconfirmed, but others are more like, what? Right, and that's kind of what both of us looked into last week on Monday. Or was Wednesday? I can't remember. We tried the last one of the previous streams. We tried, and it was pretty interesting. And so, just decided to do this really short tier list, kind of thing. I have no idea what we're gonna rank it on though. That's the thing. It's just maybe doesn't have to be
Yeah,
all
okay.
serious like severity or whatever it is. Just more like
Okay, so
like
this
oh
is this is
damn,
kind
you
yeah, so
know.
this is kind of why I was hoping for Joe to come on, but Joe is my younger brother. He is also not employed because he just graduated. His experience, interestingly enough, is with the F-16.
Mm.
I'm trying to mouse over the F-16 picture, hoping that the thing will pop up like you help me install that program, but it's not. So okay, so never mind.
Eh.
So his experience is with the F-16. He was trained as weapons. At first, he was trained with weapons, so he will load and unload the weapons onto the plane and prep it. Then after that, they realized that hey, he has eczema. So funny story.
Oh
His
dang.
eczema was a his eczema was a known thing all this while already, and we sent the information of of his eczema issue to Manpower Base. And Manpower Base said, all right, fine, he's not in the active combat role, but he attended the full BMT, all the works, same as Agro. But that's a different story for a different day. So when he went into the program, they put in the weapons. And for a while, my family was kind of like, oh, that's
What?
well, firstly, that's cool. That's super cool, right? And secondly, what? So they said, okay, you know what? This is just 2 years of your life. Just whack, just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Try and see what it's like. And surprise, surprise, the oil components cause problems on his eczema. So he sounded up. I think he sounded up to his inject, the warrant officer. So in Singapore, warrant officers are known as inject. Inject in Malay is sir. And his
Mm.
inject was like, bro, why the hell you didn't tell me? And my brother was like, you didn't ask.
To be very honest, that's kind of yeah.
so, so what happened is they send a message up to Manpower Base and guys, what the hell, man? So they took him out of the program,
Mm-hmm.
and he spent an additional 2 or 3 months training as a frontline crew.
Oh.
So he has a lot of stories to tell. He has a lot of
Mm.
stories to tell, right? So maybe that's for another day.
Dumbass
So
stories also probably.
it's one of them I was okay. Tell you what, one of them was when the plane, when the pilot goes on and off the plane, right? They
Mm-hmm.
always use a ladder. You have to use a ladder, right? Um, the ladder of the F-16 is heavy, right? And
I get, I get.
from the angle where the frontline crew is, they cannot see the pilot. So the pilot has to stay seated in the seat. They will lift the ladder up and over,
Mm-hmm.
so way above where the hook is supposed to go on the edge of the cockpit, and they will lower it down. This
Mm-hmm.
particular pilot, okay, so pilots are when they go up to fly, they fly for quite a while. So sometimes they come out with a full bladder. All right.
Mm.
Um, when they come back with a full bladder,
They
okay,
got to
sorry,
pee.
he got to pee, and
What did this
yeah.
guy do?
Oh wait, hang on. Oh shit, I wasn't streaming.
Oh, you didn't?
He wasn't streaming. Okay, sorry, I have to start over again.
No, that's fine. That means I caught part of it because I'm also streaming also. But I'm just
Oh,
streaming
okay.
your stream, so
Oh, okay, okay.
no, it's okay. It's okay. You
Okay.
just continue first lah. Just continue first. Yeah.
Okay. I should be streaming right now.
Are you?
Wait, let me see.
Yeah. Let me double check.
Because I was looking at I'm using my tablet to trace everything to
Uh.
make sure that
Oh, I get.
everything is going fine. Then I'm like, how come the stream doesn't seem to be up
Oh
and
yeah.
running?
No, you're not.
Oh, holy crap, man! I'm sorry, man. I wasted your time.
Why is your channel Ririsia music? I don't understand.
I have.
Why is your link? Why do you link to Ririsia music?
I what?
Yeah.
Why did I link to
Yeah.
wait.
It's quite funny.
I have okay.
I guess she's an
know-
Oshi, but okay.
Yes, but I have no idea how to do this thing properly sometimes.
No worries.
No,
It's
it
fine.
is linked to the stream.
Yeah.
It is linked to the stream. Okay, never mind.
Eh.
So
Oh,
technical
shameless.
difficulty-
Oh, okay. Right. Shameless advertisement.
Yeah. Okay, so technical difficulties. I spent the last 7 minutes blabbing away, and I forgot to turn on the stream. Holy crap! I'm so stupid. Okay, so from the beginning. Sorry, Agro. My name is Chicken. My background very simple. I am a full-time social worker. I have zero expertise in military matters, and my background in military matters is I was a simulations grunt for 2 years. So all I know about weapon systems is at a super superficial level.
High
You can
level,
find-
yeah. Maybe high
It's a
level.
super high level. You can find
Yeah.
it on Wikipedia, and most of what I talk about is from Wikipedia or my childhood interest in tanks and planes. So don't take everything that I say seriously. Okay, go and double check. There are experts out there like Ian McKellen, and
We are
the
we are
chief
basically not the main source of information, and
we are
if
not the main source. Of
you're relying on us for a main source of information, you might want to change that.
Okay, so that is my background now mostly. Okay, so Agro, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Agrofart. Because I fart very aggressively, but that's another issue for another day. Another tangent for another day, actually. So, I also served 2 years in the Singapore military, kind of compulsory, and I was in the medic section. I barely fired a rifle. I only fired an M16. That's the best. That's the most I ever did with firearms, but I just have a passing interest in kind of like military stuff. Like,
oh shit!
you didn't even
I have to
schedule?
Go live.
Yeah, that was what I was
I
thinking.
have to click going live. Oh,
It's okay.
shit,
That that's
I'm
a
so
charm,
stupid.
brother. It's okay. I caught all of this on my end, so it's great.
No! Oh my gosh, I screwed up so bad.
No, it's
Why
fine.
do I keep
It's fine. It's
screwing
fine, bro.
up?
It's fine. It's fine.
It's
fine.
already 9:40.
It's fine. There's no one. It's like, don't worry about it, bro.
Why do I keep screwing up? Okay.
Yeah, wait. Before we do anything,
Yeah.
let me double check first.
If anyone is watching
Fine,
this
it's
live,
fine.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
okay. No. We are
We're good?
catching. Yeah, we're good.
We're
We're good.
actually live?
You are live. I was live for the last 15
I
minutes.
realized.
So you can catch everything that you can catch.
Ah, shit.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I was good.
Okay.
Wanna try
Okay,
again?
So yeah, let's try again.
Let's
I
go.
mean, we had 2 times to practice the introduction.
That is true. That is true.
Okay, so introductions. Let's set expectations, all right? Because this is called Rank My League. We're talking about the War Thunder Leagues. If you guys who are watching recall the last time we did this, right? Background information very important because everything we say here is not accurate. It is not expertise, and do not quote us on it. All right, we're just doing this for fun. Now, background. I am Blue 48 Chicken. I am a full-time social worker, and the only army experience I have is being a simulations grunt for 2 years in the army. That's it. Okay, Agro, all yours.
For third time's a charm. My name is Agrofart. I also was in the Singapore military for 2 years, and I was a medic, so never really got to shot a weapon. Never really got to shoot a weapon actually. I think the most I ever shot was an M16. doing basic training. But yeah, I mean, I just have a passing interest in weapons and military because of like video games and stuff, right? So kind of a bit of a I can continue with the context. So context for both Chicken and I is that we were looking at War Thunder leaks. I think it was what 12th July. I can't remember. It was last week, and
last week.
there was a supposed unconfirmed drop of I think it was Russian tank information. Yeah. And then we were like, you know what, let's stream this and let's kind of like look at all the leaks and stuff. And then halfway through I'm like, we should do a tier list of this shit.
Yeah.
I doubt we are the first ones to do it, but
Oh, we are not the first ones to do it.
yeah, it's fine. It's now the main thing is just we just want to have fun with this.
Yeah.
So I think just to introduce also that we would be relying mainly on the Steam community guide. There's list of classified document leaks that you can find in the War Thunder Steam guides.
Yeah.
We can put the link in the comments later if anyone actually bothers to watch. But yeah, just want to reiterate what Chicken said. Take everything with a grain, not even a grain, a giant boulder of salt. Because we are not experts, and also we didn't go really deep. This is just for fun, and if we get stuff wrong, then that's great. Yell at us in the comments. We're not gonna really address them.
I will try.
He will try because he's the one that's the history buff and yeah.
I will try also partly because on Twitter right now I am posting almost daily from Monday to Fridays military tidbits.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the VTubers that I follow on Twitter just mentioned that they like military tidbits. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Why not, right?
So,
yeah,
why not? But so that's why if you guys hear anything or see anything that's not accurate, yell out to me. I want to make sure I correct it. It's important to me in that sense. Yeah. We were supposed to have Joe over today. He's my younger brother, and he is the one with an interesting experience. So if you look at the bottom, you will see all this nice. Wait, let me expand it a bit. You will see from the 1, 2, 3, 4 from the left. That's the F-16 Fighting Falcon. Now, Joe is the one who has experience with the Fighting Falcon, both as a weapons guy and as a frontline crew. And so the long story short, he has eczema, and Manpower Base knew about this, so they were kind of like supposed to tell the unit, hey, don't send this guy for weapons training because the oil will irritate his skin and his eczema will flare up. Funny thing, they didn't tell the unit, so the unit trained him, and then he went on to handle the weapons and the inject. So inject is a Malay word for sir. That's how we address the warrant officers in the Singapore Armed Forces, whether land, air, or sea. And the Egypt looked at him one day and said, hey, Joe, how come your skin like that one? And my brother said, Egypt, the Manpower Base never tell you I got eczema. And the Egypt was like, fuck.
Why am I not surprised?
So
why the hell am I not surprised?
Yeah, I mean, well, so the Egypt pulled him off the weapons course, and then they sent him in for the frontline crew. So the frontline crew, one of the things he did, what he does is to check that the plane is ready for flight. He has very interesting stories. When we can get him available, let's maybe the next Talk Cock Sing Song session will be about Joe sharing his experiences with the F-16, both as a weapons crew and as a frontline crew. Probably I'll share some from Agro and myself as well, because we have very different experiences. One in the Air Force, one as a medic, and one as a POC, person other than Grant. So I'm just going to go right into it. Now, today's tier list, right, you can see is from D all the way up to S. If Joe was here, I actually wanted to get the three of us to figure out what is D, what can we call it, instead of just D.
Okay, D should be nothing burger.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, D should be nothing burger. No, nothing burger is one word. Yeah, so no space. Yeah, tank.
Okay,
yeah.
Burger.
I think you deleted the R. Is
I
it?
did.
Oh no no no!
Oh, I
It's
did.
just no. I'll remove the space. Yeah. See whether that works. It's fine.
Am I zooming too much?
No, you're good. You're good. You're
Oh
good.
yes. I was zooming too much.
Oh really?
Okay,
Oh
we need to go back to 100%. Okay, so after Nothing Burger is
damn. How do I? Oh my god. How the hell do I?
Hmm?
I'm trying to. I suck at OBS. That's all I'm gonna say. No mind. Yeah. No, just go. Okay. Okay. So what I'm thinking is that we don't have to rename all of them. Maybe we just name like S and D. Yeah.
SND.
Maybe that will be just easier for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fuck factor 9,000.
But so Fucker Factor,
You might
Fucker
as well
Factor
just
is
put
basically
you
how-
might as well just put I'm trying to think what is a great name for, like, you know, the military is coming after you.
Oh, Fuba.
No, that's not Fuba, bro.
No?
No, it's like, oh, what's it, the Born Identity? You know, it's like you leak this shit and like the whole of the wait.
Okay,
We name it to
okay.
China knows where you are. Oh my gosh. No, bro. Oh no. If it was a pedo list, I can put FBI open up. But damn it.
FBI open.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of something shorter.
Okay. I mean, we generally know what it means, so let's go with FBI open up. How about that?
Sure. Always good.
FBI open.
No, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
What?
NS. What's the word called? Shit, NSA agent. I was thinking of the NSA agent looking at your screen.
ISA.
ISD.
ISD. Oh yeah, ISD.
Internal Security Division. ISD over now. Okay, so for those who don't know, ISD is the Internal Security Division or Department in Singapore, and they are responsible for enforcing ISA, which is the Internal Security Act. Yeah, so we're kind of strict on that, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know how much jurisdiction they have over military stuff, but I mean, in a way, you can say that they are the equivalent of the FBI in the States, lah. So that's the
I
mean that we're
would
working
say
on.
maybe NSA lah. NSA.
NSA.
Oh no.
okay.
National Homeland Security, is it? NH. No, I'm thinking of Homeland Security. But anyway,
Okay.
the US is way bigger than us, so
So wait, so
Yeah.
too many alphabets going on.
yeah,
really.
that's true.
All right, so we're looking at this list in terms of how bad is it. So Nothing Burger is like, well, that's bad, don't do it. But it's like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
fine. ISD open up. This is the shit that in our minds, right,
Mm.
could make or break things if a fight was to happen. But then again, just to reiterate,
Mhm.
this is the equivalent of a shit post.
It is that's why we're using those terms. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm
Mm.
going to go down in order, right? So
Yep.
I have on a Word document. Okay. Tell you what, Agro, let me send you.
Uh-huh.
Let me upload a file so that you can take a look at it at the same time.
Okay.
Where is it? Okay.
Oh, you did research.
I didn't do any research at all.
Oh, dang. Oh, right, yeah.
I just
that's what we're
okay.
doing.
So when you open it up, it is basically a list in chronological order of all the known leaks and a very quick summary of what the leak was about, including a link. So the link is so that we can, when we look, we can quote the link, like basically.
Okay.
Like the alert is the UK Defense Journal, right? Now this entire list is taken from the War Thunder, the Steam guide on War Thunder leaks.
Yeah.
So any mistake here, any misunderstandings is my fault because I am the one who trusts this list.
It's fine.
All right. Now, the first one, the look on the 6th of October 2021, right? The leak is the turret rotation speed got leaked by a crewman onto the forums. This is from the UK Defense Journal.org.uk. I would say it's about a B or a C.
I would say it's an A based on what the moderators post after
What
they
the moderators
redacted.
post?
Guys, it's not funny to leak classified documents of modern equipment. You put the lives of many on stake who work daily with the vehicles. Keep in mind that these documents will be deleted immediately alongside sanctions.
Okay.
But nah, I agree with you. It's kind of like a B in a way because I think if the Leclerc was ever reviewed right in public, right, whether on display or like as export models, these type of things, you would have a pretty good idea of you could calculate based on video footage, right, what the rotation speed was anyway. Yeah.
And nowadays it's not so much of your rotational speed. It is more of, well, firstly, your logistics, right? Can you get the shell that you need to go to the tank in time?
Yeah.
Can you get the spare parts to them? Logistics is a huge part of fighting a war. I think the other thing that why it's not as bad as we think it is because there are so many sensors on the tank. There are so many attributes on the tank. Consumer cover, speed, the kind of shell that you use, all these things. I think in the grand scheme of things, the rotational speed is not as important.
Yeah.
So I will go with a C.
Yeah, and it's also, I think, just to add a bit more. So if you really think about it, less for the Leclerc, and I think more in terms of in general, right? When you're talking about these type of things, not just logistics and whatever Chicken mentioned, but also the fact that tactics matter at the end of the day as well. Yeah, and like how you set up your forces, the quality of your intelligence, all of these things in modern warfare turns out to be a lot more important than quote unquote land dogfighting once the main forces are engaged. Yeah. So the way I will also kind of clarify, like why we put it at a C is also the fact, right, that in a video game, right, it's essentially a dogfight, right? You just want to see tanks smash against other tanks at the end of the day, or like tanks shooting other tanks. So that's why rotational speed matters a lot, right? But in a wider battle, and with all the additional factors like sensors, even experience of tank crew, all these type of things, right? I would actually say it just pales in comparison to tactics from a grander level first, right? Or even things like intelligence, because if intelligence is faulty in the first place, the tanks either are in the wrong place at the wrong time, or they get ambushed, right? And in which case, rotational speed does matter, yes, but it's not going to matter to the point where it can turn the tide of battle anyway. Yeah.
So we put the look link down at C. Now, next one, Eurocopter Tiger. This one, straight away, nothing burger. Why? because it was proven as fake.
wait, I want to see this shit, man.
Okay, so on the 16th of July 2021, the leak was reported. Apparently was done on the forums. Interestingengineering.com had an article on it. But
wow! The dude just came out and sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Finish first.
At the top of their article, they actually had an update, which is quite rare, by the way. They had an update that said the guy came out, he said it was fake.
Okay, like literally the guy was like, yes, the story is made up. I lied on the internet as everyone else does. People ask if I should be banned, so be it, lol.
Yeah. So that's why the Eurocopter Tiger immediately nothing burger.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Eurocopter Tiger was which year? Eurocopter Tiger. If you remember a long time ago, there used to be this playing pack of cards with all the planes and tanks and helicopters.
Oh dang.
Yeah. It was
That's a while back, man. Shit.
I should not have thrown it away.
I barely remember it. Yeah.
I shouldn't have thrown it away. I cannot find it anymore. Okay, first flight, 27th April 1991.
Oh dang.
Yeah, it's old.
Actually, a lot of these vehicles are all in the 90s, right? If not 80s.
I think the M1 Abrams is even older.
Yeah, no. M1 Abrams for sure.
1980.
Yeah.
In service since 1980.
But of course they have been improved. There are many. There are like a lot of generations lah, essentially.
Yeah.
And he has improved a lot since probably the first generation as well.
Okay, so the third one, we're good looking at the Challenger 2. Challenger 2, this was the 17th of July, like one freaking day right after the Eurocopter Tiger. The Tiger was
Wait, it totally came out.
Yes.
Just wanted to up one up the Eurocopter.
Yeah. Okay, this one is this one is
funny.
the UK Defense Journal. Let me open up the link first. I think it should show up. Yes.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I see it.
So that's a Challenger tank. Okay. Let's see, where's that part?
One forum user remarked that the cover, for instance, had basically everything except Challenger 2 blacked out.
Yeah.
Self-censorship, guys.
Various components, the trunnions. Okay, I'll be very honest, I have no idea what this is about. The image isn't exactly the scale, but he said it's position of components. The trunnions sit centrally off the rotor. The trunnions support the rotor, the type structure, and the GC subcomponents, as previously stated, are all mounted to the rotor. I have no idea what this is, very honestly. Wait, let me.
It's very technical.
It's super technical. A trunnion is a cylindrical protrusion used as a mounting or pivoting point.
Oh, interesting.
It's basically talking about the pivoting point where the head sits on the chassis.
Yeah, correct. It's probably like the intersection between the turret and the main body.
Yeah. So that's what he was talking about lah.
That's what he was smoking.
Yeah. The last time, the last check that we had, we called it the chick trap.
Chick what?
Chick trap.
What's that?
Where the round goes into the chick and then...
Oh, cheek trap.
Yeah, the round
goes in, right.
It angles down at a perfect angle to hit to penetrate the armor and then everybody...
Gotcha. Yeah.
So he was complaining about that. Now,
okay. Go ahead.
Compared to the Leluk's rotational speed and the Challenger 2's, let's call it chick trap. They're just low tier nerds, huh? I will put it at a C actually.
No, bro. I'm gonna put it as ISD open up. Cause you got a fucking MOD coming out and saying, "Can you please take this shit down?" This goes all the way up, bro. This goes all the way up. This is the highest tier, bro, for sure. Okay. Like I get in terms of the fact, right, that is a chick trap. It's a nothing burger. It's very close to a nothing burger, right? But when you have the fucking British Ministry of Defense coming at you, and basically validating, right, that this shit was real, that this wasn't fake, right? It's all the way up, man. It's ISD open up, bro.
All right.
That's my argument. That's my argument.
Fair enough. Okay, wait. Let me see. I think I didn't. Did I?
You put it in?
Did I upload
the file?
Picture? Oh, okay.
This one, right? Yeah. That's the one.
For a moment, I thought it was M1 Abrams.
To be very honest, right? You know what it looks like? It kind of looks like the unit icon, right? For I think one of the tanks. No, not Mammoth tank. For one of the tanks is CNC Generals. Yeah, probably the Paladin. Okay. Not the Paladin, but one of the other ones.
Oh, the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Now, Type 99. Type 99 is a Chinese main battle tank. I'm completely unfamiliar with Type 99s. Okay. But
I can do a bit of research now.
Apparently, this took place on 5th June 2022. And this was the one I was freaking out over last week because it's not just about it's not so much of tanks, but it's the ammunition information that was leaked by a Chinese player onto the forums. Most likely before having his social credit score zero down, maybe even negative.
Yeah. Well, okay.
And,
Maybe I can start also. I can add on lah. Basically, with the Wikipedia entry. So Type 99, right, is a third generation main battle tank, for China. Yeah. So it replaced Type 88 in the late 1980s, and basically it was China's first mass-produced third generation main battle tank. Yeah. So it has modular composite armor, tandem charge, defeating ERA, explosive. It has reactive armor, basically, and a 125mm smoothbore gun with ATGM. What's ATGM? Anti-tank guided missile capability. Yeah, which means that I think the turret can shoot a missile.
Yes.
Dang. Okay, I didn't know that. That's Oh, because it's smoothbore. Right.
Yes, that's a little known fact actually about some ATGMs. You can load them into the you can shoot them out of the gun.
Yeah.
But because the propulsion mechanism is different, so I would imagine the design of the gun would have to be a little bit more complicated.
Well, I mean, it is a smooth bore compared to rifled bores, right? With Western or American tanks, right? If I remember correctly.
So here's the funny thing: British tanks are smooth bore, right up to a certain point, because they were using high explosive squash heads.
Oh.
I don't know why a high explosive squash head warranted the use of a smooth bore, but well, there you go. There was a period where they were using smooth bores for a long time. I think the Chieftain and the Challenger.
Because the thing is, squash heads don't require a lot of velocity also, right?
Squash heads and high explosive don't require velocity.
Yeah, because the damage portion is not velocity itself, right? It's the charge when it is detonated after being squashed, and then the spalling that happens on the inside, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So definitely can see why it's less about the velocity, and maybe that's why it can go out at a lower velocity using a smooth bore. And to be honest, smooth bores are cheaper to manufacture. That's one thing, and way less complicated as well. Yeah.
So the Chinese MBT. Now, just a quick recap. Why I was freaking out over the ammunition portion. When we talk about a tank, how to defeat it, you don't just shoot a tank and then you don't aim for certain parts, like I shoot off the track, or I go for the head specifically, or I go for if we are talking about certain conditions, like right now the Ukrainians are going after the tracks of the turtle tank made by the Russians. So what's a turtle tank? Basically, it is a tank, a box tank, like basically they put a lot of metal sheets around the tank to protect it from
metal what?
Drones.
Oh, metal sheets.
Metal sheets around the tank to protect it better from the
drone attacks
rounds, right? And from the small U explosive by drones.
Oh,
and
right.
It actually works. It actually works. The tank can take a few more hits from the drones. Task and Purpose has a very good video on these turtle tanks. You can check it out. Basically, the turtle tanks work for the intended purpose, right, of fending off these drone attacks. So the Ukrainians are using the drones to go after the threats instead.
Yeah.
So they call it a mobility kill. But then when you look at a tank versus a tank, I mean, you can go for mobility kill, but at some point you just pump out a round after round after round after round until the bugger is on fire.
Yeah, I remember the footage of a Bradley, Ukrainian man Bradley, right, taking out a tank. Based on that also.
Okay.
Yeah.
There were two Bradleys.
Oh, two Bradleys, right.
There were two
combined fire lah, essentially.
It was combined
concentrated fire.
Yeah, and it was a completely unintended engagement actually.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right. That one is also Task on Purpose. I won't go too deep into that one today. But basically, when we look at armor, right, in the first, in the interim period after World War One and then before World War Two, the French were actually the pioneers of tanks
Mm.
in terms of the design and the purpose,
Mm.
right? The tanks before then, designed by the British and then copied by the Germans, were big metal boxy things with lots of guns sticking out.
Mm.
The French were the first to design a tank with a rotating turret.
Mm.
And then they started to have this arms race where people were going for more armor or bigger guns.
Mm.
And after a while, after the war, people started to go off to different branches. The different nations went to different branches. Some went for speed, like the Germans, the Leopard 1 and Leopard 2. Not the current Leopard, the older Leopard. They went for speed. Some of them decided to continue to improve the armor. So they started to have chemical armor. What's chemical armor? It is basically like short-term armor or the reactive armor, right? They look at the composition of the shells incoming and they say, all right, I'm going to use this particular chemical reaction to defeat that particular guy. So here's where so after the TLDR and the very layman understanding, right? When we look at the leaking of the Chinese ammunition, it puts in perspective how important that leak is. Because if a peer nation, a so-called enemy peer nation, knows you use a particular chemical composition for your shells, they have a better idea of how to defeat it.
Correct. They can plan specific reactive armor that can counter these shells lah.
In a sense, especially nowadays when you have trophy armors coming up. I think the trophy armor is designed by the Israelites.
Trophy armor?
Trophy armor. If you search trophy armor, yeah, let me try to search as well.
How do you spell trophy?
Trophy, as in literally trophy.
Oh, countermeasure, right?
Yeah.
It's a military armor active. Yeah. Oh, it's an active protection system. Oh, it's a laser protection system.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. That should be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Israelites created it. I think it's Raphael.
Oh, not okay. Sorry. Not laser. They are still firing projectiles, but it's a small what they term as EFP, explosively formed penetrators. So it basically shoots what I think is shrapnel right in front of the anti-tank projectile. So it's very specific.
It's very specific.
Very targeted lah.
And in fact, if you do find, there are some videos by Hamas out there where they film themselves shooting RPGs at the Merkava, the Israeli tank. If you see an explosion, it's probably the Raphael system being active. Sorry, not Raphael. Probably the Windbreaker system. Windbreaker is actually quite a funny name because the English windbreaker can mean either the jacket or you're farting.
Yeah, I know, right? I was about to say also.
it's like the system looks like puny RPG, and I fart in your general direction.
Fart in your general direction.
Okay, so all this to say, that's why I'll put this link up right at the top.
Oh, I will completely agree with you. I'll just add to the point that regardless of whether it was big or not, I'm just going to put it up there because it's China. The dude's never seen the light of day anymore, man.
He is not seeing the light
If
of
he's
day
lucky,
anymore.
he'll be in a labor camp. That's if he's lucky.
Yeah.
If he's
oh boy.
if he's really lucky, he will just be dead. Oh my gosh.
Okay, now next one.
Okay, let's go.
MiG-29. Now MiG-29 is an old platform. Okay, just for the fun of it, MiG-29. All right, it's a twin-engine superiority fighter. It was developed to counter the McDonnell Douglas F-15 and the General Dynamics F-16. That's saying a bit. Why? Okay, because the F-15. Okay, between the F-15 and the F-16, we would like to think that the F-16 is the more famous, the more well-known fighter. You would be correct. You're not wrong. You're correct. But I would say that the more iconic and the more important plane is actually the F-15.
The older one? The older one?
Not so much the older one. They're both the same generation. In fact,
Oh,
I believe.
okay.
Now the F-16 does have its users. Much, I will compare it to. It's a very unfair comparison, but I'll compare the F-16 to the F-5 Tiger because they are both very small aircraft and they are very hard to get a lock on because of their size.
Dog fighters?
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
F5
Are they interceptors or are they bombers?
Okay. F-16 and the F-5 Tiger are multi-role fighters.
Okay.
Right? The F-15, however, the development was a bit more interesting. Have you heard of the Foxbat?
Nope, but sounds a bit familiar.
Okay. The Foxbat is the holy shit. It's the, wait.
No worries.
Foxbat jet. Yes, the MiG-25. The MiG-25. Let me search that one up. MiG-25. Now, this thing made waves when it first came out. It's a supersonic interceptor. Right? You see here, it's among the fastest military aircraft. This bastard was designed to fly so fast that missile can't catch up to it.
Oh.
Okay? And it was designed, you're not wrong, it was designed to chase after bombers because in the Cold War period, they were looking at what's the best way to deliver a nuclear payload to
right. Yeah,
the
that was the
opposition.
Cold War
And
period.
they're like, okay, supersonic bombers. Right? One of these supersonic bombers, surprise, B-1B Lancer. But B-1B Lancer is a whole different story. So the Russians were like, all right, we need to come up with a jet that they can fly very fast and try and catch these bombers the moment you detect them. So you'll be very fast. So they call it the Foxbat.
Okay. So yeah, it's a natural counter. Basically, if it goes fast, we need to go faster.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yes. So here's the thing. Its thrust at that time, this was amazing. It can reach Mach 3.2. That's bloody fast. So
Mach
when the
3.2.
Americans saw it, when the Western guys saw it, they shit their collective pants, and they developed the F-15 Eagle to catch this guy.
Right. So the F-15 was a dedicated like interceptor in a way.
In a way, but you can see that it's a twin engine all-weather fighter. Now, they over-engineered the F-15 so much that it is well known for two things. Firstly, it is the only fighter that I know of in the world that has the highest Q rate ratio.
Oh dang.
Okay, I cannot remember offhand what the Q rate ratio is now. Second thing, all right, just going to go for we are going off on a complete tangent already, but whatever, right?
Superiority.
Are you familiar with the term what's that? Trust weight ratio?
Nope.
Okay, so basically, if you have a 1-to-1, it means that your 100 simply put, your 100 horsepower can carry your weight perfectly fine. If you have a 1-to-2,
thrust, like THRUST.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get.
So basically, if you have a 1-to-2 ratio, it means that your engine can service 2 times of your weight of your
weight. Yeah. Right? Basically, it means greater velocity.
Greater velocity.
Greater acceleration. Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Greater speed, actually. Greater speed. But you see, the thing is, this thrust to weight ratio is when you're flying it flat. When you fly upwards or at a certain angle, then of course it will drop a bit.
Correct.
The F-15 Eagle is the only plane in the world that can maintain the thrust to weight ratio flying upwards.
Oh, dang.
Yes. so that is how over-engineered the F-15 Eagle is. That's how amazing this thing is. It is basically the F-4 Phantom of its era.
F-4 Phantom? Never mind, it's okay. No,
okay,
I was just thinking that I mean the Cold War essentially was a dick measuring contest.
It was a dick measuring contest.
And in this case the size of the dick was literally the speed of the vehicle.
Yes. So this is how fast.
Okay, wait. Just in comparison first, because I'm kind of reading it now.
Okay, so in comparison, right? Just to give people an idea how fast the MiG-25 was, right? Because 3.2 is just a 2.8. It's just 3.2.
No, 3.2. Okay. Whoops.
But 3.2 is just a number. What does it actually mean? I'm gonna put this here, right at the bottom. It is the second fastest produced aircraft after the fucking Blackbird. And the Blackbird is fast.
I get.
The Blackbird is fast. It was so fast that There are stories that came out way after the Cold War. There were a few times the Blackbird was actually detected and they shot an anti-aircraft missile at it, and the Blackbird just outran the missile.
No,
That
I
was how
remember.
fast these things
Yeah,
are.
yeah, no. That was at the height of what's it called? Like American ego, essentially, lah. Yeah.
This was and still is the
American
crowning
pride, I
glory,
think. Yeah.
the crowning glory of Skunk Works.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
The
so
Lockheed
I'm going a
Martin.
bit too much. Yeah, Lockheed
Yeah.
Martin and all that stuff.
No
Okay,
worries,
so
no
I'm
worries.
going a
Yeah.
bit too much into all these things. If you want to go further, we can even go all the way down into Lockheed Martin has alien technology, but okay, let's not go there.
Oh man, we should go into conspiracy theories. That'd be really very funny.
Okay, so this is the MiG-25. Now the
Mm.
MiG-29 on the other hand, let's see
Mhm.
what the MiG-29 is all about. It's a fighter aircraft entered services in 1983. They've been furnished as multi-role fighters, so air to surface precision munitions. As far as I know, it was a pretty common aircraft, but it wasn't a very fantastic aircraft. It was usable, it was serviceable, it worked, right? So when we look at the leak, well, let's see how the leak says. Sorry, let me see.
No
what the
worries,
leak
no
says.
worries.
Okay, I couldn't really get much information on what the leak was actually about, but considering
No,
that
league like the War Thunder League, is it?
the War Thunder leak, I couldn't really find out what exactly the leak was about. It was very general. All right, here's a document about the MiG-29, here are the technical aspects, but there were some people saying that these are more or less documents somewhat available on the public domain. The
Yeah.
entire document was in Russian, so good luck translating that shit.
Yeah, no, I mean there are several comments on Reddit that was basically just saying that former Warsaw Pact countries basically declassified them already. So technically speaking, while it is still classified in Russia, could be, it's been in the public domain in the 90s, at least outside of there lah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, MiG is a pretty old name. If you're talking about more modern fighters, then we're probably looking at Sukhoi, right? I think most listeners will be very familiar with I think the Sukhoi 37, 35, and so the MiG-29 is an old.
Yeah, okay, no.
bird.
So there's a comment here that was basically saying that the poster of the MiG documents, right, submitted bug reports to the developers about the MiG-29 radar. So I guess they had an issue with the with the radar functions in game at least lah.
There was so many problems with the way the Russians did things. I mean, Americans
IRL
and the Europeans had their
you're talking.
problems lah, but the Russians also. That's a different story for another day lah. Yeah, even apparently the layout of the cockpit wasn't the best as well, so that's why it affected the pilot's performance. So the MiG-29, from my own point of view, I don't really know much about it. It doesn't seem to have been a very iconic plane, and it's a pretty old tech. So, but a leak's a leak. But then again, some of the old what's that again? What countries again?
Warsaw Pact countries. Former.
Warsaw Pact.
Yeah.
Some of the Warsaw Pact countries have already declassified most of the documents. So personally, I will put it as a C.
I'll downgrade it to Nothing Burger, but I'm okay with a C also.
Let's go with a Nothing Burger.
Yeah. because essentially like some of the comments are like, what are they gonna do next? Leak documents on the T-26, which is a very old thing. I that's my guess lah. But
it's a super old tank.
Okay. It was like what, World War II?
It's a World War II light tank.
Okay, that says a lot.
And
yeah, that says a lot.
It's not even as iconic or as important as I would argue the BT-5 or the BT-7.
Yeah, I mean we say that now until like maybe a few months later suddenly news reports like Russia is breaking out the T-26 tanks from cold storage. They're raiding their museums
They're raiding
because
them.
they
Actually, they've
finally
been
ran out
raiding-
of tanks.
Actually, they have been raiding their museums.
Yeah, I've heard that. I mean, there were news reports about Russia breaking out their Cold War era munitions and vehicles out of storage. Yeah,
Yeah,
because they've
partly
been losing too
because
many tanks in Ukraine.
way too many things.
Yeah.
And partly also because the ammunition that they're getting from North Korea is shit.
Why am I not?
No one is surprised. Yeah,
Not surprised.
Okay, the next one on the list. is
No,
our
sorry.
Right?
Just to go on that line of thought, right? Not to say that it's not surprising, but can you imagine, right? That actually, you know, like not all of it is trash, but they decided to give the Russians trash because they needed to clear stock. So it's kind like if you think about it, right? Like you just think about it, right? Like it's just okay. Like what US is doing is exactly the same as what US is doing for Ukraine to a certain extent, right? Like a lot of their ammunition and stuff are like stuff that they will either need to decommission down the line in the next few years, especially when it comes to artillery and this sort of thing. And that was kind of why, just a bit of a context for people that don't know, because I only kind of knew about this quite recently or so. So kind of like when the Ukrainian war started, the Russia-Ukraine war started, there was a lot of criticism laid on the US government, right? On like, why are we giving them so much money, blah blah blah, and everything to defend themselves, right? And like, why is so much of our military munitions going there? Until it was clarified. I can't remember by the White House or by the ministry, you know, like by the armed forces themselves. Can't remember which one already, but it was clarified apparently that they were giving like stockpiles, like actual like older stockpiles, but still usable and workable stockpiles. So that kind of like shows you the type of relationships, right, that are being kept within like NATO countries, and like I don't know, whatever BRICS is trying to be, you know. just a side tangent for this, but yeah, let's carry on.
But then again, it does make sense for them to give them the lower tier one, not because they don't want to help the friends, but because the risk is always there. Your equipment will get damaged, you abandon it, and then you get captured. Right? So
they give them trash ammunition to the point where it's like affecting morale. It's mad. It's mad.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
Mad. Speaking of trash ammunition, I would one day like to cover Operation Elder Sun.
SUN or SON?
SON.
Oh.
This was I think this was the Vietnam War period where the US was mixing in badly
Elder
made
Sun.
ammunition. Elder Sun.
Project Elder Sun.
Yes. So one of the things that they did was to mix in bad ammunition in with the supplies that the Chinese were giving to Vietnam.
Quick one. Do you also another tangent? Do you hear before about the psych ops that they did? That the CIA did psych ops. Offensive psych ops. I just wanted to say, offensive psychological operations, right, against the Vietnamese. Do you hear about that before?
I've heard stories about it.
Okay, never mind. It's alright. Let's continue first.
Okay. I've
discuss this another time.
Yeah, it's another story. Okay, so the F-15E, I've already gushed over it already of how great it is, how iconic, how amazing it is. On the 18th of January 2023, a host of software manuals for flight controls, navigation, targeting, and weapons.
Yeah, at this point, they're just being gluttons for punishment already.
It's being gluttons. Now, we're going to touch on the F-16 as well, because the F-16 and the F-15E will actually leak on the same day.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so the F-15E is flight controls, navigation, targeting, and the weapons. The F-16, the leak was specific to its AIM-120 missile. Now, the AIM-120 missile, for those of you who are in the know, you would have heard of the AIM-120 missile sometime in July in 2024. Why? Because when the Russians bombed a children's hospital in Ukraine, and there were pictures of the missile, the trolls was claiming that it was an AIM-120 missile. It is not. AIM-120 missile is an air-to-air missile. If it misses its target, it is programmed to explode and self-destruct. Right?
There is a safety.
There is Yes, there is. It is not designed to lock on to a target building or any targets on the ground.
Mm.
So these are the two things. The third thing, all right, this is just my own understanding. The third thing
Mm.
is when an air-to-air missile is fired at a target, it un- unlike what you see in the movies, right? The missile doesn't necessarily have to lock on and hit the plane directly. It
Mm.
goes as close as possible to the plane and it explodes and it throws out shrapnel and ball bearings.
Yeah. It's
That is
more of
how
a anti-personnel type of thing, lah.
it is. It's similar to an anti-personnel, but
Mm.
it works because the metal on the on planes are
Mm.
thin enough. It has to be light enough for the plane to fly.
Oh, good point. Yeah, it can't
Right.
be too
So they're
heavy as
not.
well.
Yeah, it can't be too heavy. So that's how air-to-air surface air-to-air missile works. Firstly, it's got to lock onto a target,
Mm.
and the target is specifically tied to the radar.
Mm.
Secondly, the silhouette of the AIM-120 is different from the stuff that was used to bomb the children's hospital. And
Mm.
third, the payload is specifically for planes. It is not for hardened targets or buildings.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But having said that, the AIM-120 is a long-range missile, medium to long-range missile. Let me see. What was the nickname for the AIM-120? AIM-120. I used to play Jane's Combat Simulator. Okay, it's a medium-range air-to-air missile. It uses a transmit-receive radar guardians. And what was the nickname for it? Okay, its so-called younger brother is the AIM-7 Sparrow.
What was that?
It's another air-to-air medium-range missile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, I don't have the nickname for it right now. Never mind.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. AIM-120 is
Sorry.
why?
I'm reading the Reddit thread and one of the comments. So basically this was the Reddit thread that was leaking about the AIM-120, the F-15 and F-60E, right? One of the top level comments. Someone should leak documents on how to make a balanced PvP game.
I mean, that's why they're so salty and they keep making all this stupid shit.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Okay, so AIM-120 missile is used across different platforms. It is not the only air-to-air missile. There are other stuff. So I don't really rank that as high, especially given that the AIM-120 missile was made and used in the early 1990s. So it's old.
Nah, okay. So here's the thing. I'll just rank it higher based on idiocy because I think they just wanted War Thunder to include AIM missiles in the game. Seems like it from what I can what I'm reading through the Reddit threads also.
Okay.
Yeah, could really just be that. I might be wrong, but from what it seems, it feels like it lah.
So here is the part where it gets a bit difficult for me and Agro to rank these leaks, right? Because in order to know how bad it was, we need to know what kind of information was leaked. And in order to know what kind of information was leaked, naturally we will need to look at the material. But here's the thing, the material is classified. We are not touching that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
We joke about the ISD open up, but we do not want the ISD on our asses.
KGB officer, write that down.
so we
Comrade, I bring sad news. KGB disbanded in 1991.
Oh man.
Sorry, continue.
So we're just going to rank it based on what the little that we know and the fuse, mostly the fuse. Okay. So 120, AIM-120, it feels like a C to me.
Yeah, okay, nah. C is good. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the F-15 Eagle, I will put it as an A.
Yeah, because there's a whole lot of shit that was leaked,
man. A whole lot of shit.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give that to you.
Okay. All right. We have a few more stuff to go. I have never heard of the Shenyang J8B.
Oh, let me Google that now.
So this one was leaked on 31st January 2023.
Crazy degenerate.
I'm pretty sure this guy is not the same leaker as the ammunition.
Probably not, because if the ammunition dude leaked something a second time, it will mean that he managed He managed to
managed to
Jason
siap.
Bourne the entire Chinese government. Which, let's be real, that's kind of hard, right? I mean, that was
That's
kind of
kinda
hard
hard right now.
back then, especially with all the surveillance due to COVID and shit like that.
That is super,
Ah.
super hard. Okay, so Agro, take us away. What is the Shenyang?
I have no idea. I was really just googling
Oh.
it.
okay.
Wait okay, let me do a quick one. Shenyang. What's it called again? F
J8.
J8 Junction 8. Okay, Shenyang J8 is it's an interceptor aircraft. Yeah.
Okay.
Developed by China in Shenyang. It was conceived in the early 1960s. It's way back. Yeah. So blah blah blah. It's to improve on one of the MiG variants that they had. There was actually disruption during development during Cultural Revolution. Prototypes first flew in the 1970s.
That's how old this thing is.
Bro, this one's a freaking flying relic, man. Holy shit.
Yo, this thing is older than the F-16.
Yeah. Okay, so it was made to replace the J7, which was inadequate to perform long-range, high-altitude interceptions.
Wait. Cultural Revolution When did the Cultural Revolution take place again?
The
1966.
Yeah.
It lasted 10 years.
Correct. So it was conceived in 1960s, and the first prototypes flew in 1969, but the design was only finalized in 1979, with the first aircraft entering service in 1980. So very clearly, the Cultural Revolution took a very big toll on the entire program. Basically, it set back the entire program by about 10 years.
10, yeah. Wow. Okay. So it is the same generation. I think it's the same generation F-16 because the F-16 was developed from the lightweight fighter program, and it started somewhere in the late 1960s.
Okay, just for people who are like audio listeners and stuff like that, right? Like the original J8 is a very old design where the intake, right, the air intake is from the front nozzle, like the nose. Like what do you call the nose of the plane? I can't remember.
Wait.
Basically, there's like a jet engine at the front of the plane, right, where your cockpit is under. Yeah. J8. Yeah.
Shenyang J8.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's show a proper picture of the.
There's J6, bro. J8, not 6. Is it 6 or 8? Oh no, it's 8. Sorry, I saw wrongly.
Yeah. J8. This one.
Scroll down.
Okay,
a bit. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So if you see this part here, where the nose is supposed to be, basically the pilot is literally sitting on top of the freaking engine.
Yeah, single engine, right? This one.
It's a single engine.
Yeah. This relic, man. This is really a relic.
It's really a relic.
Yeah. Well, they improved it in later variants. I think like B variant onwards. But yeah, really interesting. Yeah. I don't know what was leaked though. Like apart from documents.
I'm not sure also what was leaked.
J8B.
Radar.
Okay.
Radar was leaked. Okay. So the radar, automatically to me, for me, automatically, this is like a or ISD open up. Yeah, why?
No, I just reading the top level comments. This community, this is from the War Thunder subreddit. Like, this community is the most brain dead community I've ever seen. Second one, can't wait for Gaijin to just go F this and shut down public posts on the forums. Then the reply to that is, why would they shut down the most successful military intelligence system of the 21st century? Oh my god, it's so funny. Should look on War Thunder forums a lot more. Never mind, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, for me, the moment I see radar, it's an automatic ISD open up.
Why?
Radar is how the plane looks for threats and locks onto threats.
Okay, I get intelligence basically.
Intelligence basically, right? If you know how to jam the radar, if you know how to counter it, or even show up as something else on the radar. I mean, in my opinion, you've won the game already. The radar is the first line of defense for a plane.
Yeah, because if you detect them faster than they can detect you, assuming you have weapon range as well, right? They are essentially dead in the water.
You're actually dead in the
Yeah.
water, so I will automatically put them in the ISD open up.
True. Also, because we know that the Chinese government ain't gonna take this down.
Yeah.
Take this line down. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, next one. Eurofighter Typhoon. Okay, Eurofighter Typhoon, if I remember correctly, was a joint project between the European Unions. It was leaked on 30th August. No, August is the 9th one, right?
One sec.
August, 30th August 2023.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. August 30th, 2023. Yeah.
Sorry.
Full 730 page manual.
Yeah. Okay, but you see, I don't know what is inside the manual.
I would dare say at the very least, technical specs as well, and or operational. Like operational information. How do you operate the fighter? That's my guess lah. That's my guess.
Yeah. So I'm not too familiar. Okay, the Typhoon. All I know about the Typhoon is that it supposedly is a small fighter, like the size of the F-16, and it has a very good turn radius, and it's a multi-fighter. So it's like again, like the F-16 can carry multiple weapon loadouts. But that's all I know about the Eurofighter Typhoon. So
no, it's pretty much used throughout NATO space. By the British, Germans, Italians, Spanish as well. Yeah. Spaniards.
The main advantage of the Eurofighter Typhoon, I would think, is in terms of logistics, because everybody uses the same weapon system. If you were to fight a common enemy, like let's say NATO Article 5, God forbid, gets activated and everybody comes into defense of that particular country they got whacked, then it's easier to maintain and to resupply this particular fighter that you're using.
Yeah, and the way I see it also, so I'm reading this particular paragraph in the wiki, right? Essentially, it's a very highly agile aircraft, which originally designed to be a dogfighter. But I think later on, they better equipped the aircraft with air-to-surface strike missions. With equipment that enables them to undertake air-to-surface strike missions. Yeah, and then to increase compatibility with different armaments and equipment. So Storm Shadow, Brimstone, Mark ER missiles, I have no idea what those are, but basically more missiles. And actually it makes sense because there apparently it says here the Typhoon had its combat debut during the 2011 military intervention in Libya with UK's RAF, Royal Air Force, and Italian Air Force, providing aerial reconnaissance and ground strike missions, which means right, that this is an aircraft that probably could be located on carriers, I'm thinking. If not, then at least able to be transported to the point where they're able to launch attacks, right, from like nearby operational bases. That's my guess lah.
Okay,
but I could be wrong for that as well. There's a lot to read here. Yeah.
Well, if it has a hook for landing on a carrier ship, then maybe. But I want to focus on two things that you said. First, the Storm Shadow and the Brimstone. Brimstone is supposed to be.
Don't worry, I got it here. I got it
Hellfire.
Here. Yeah, it's fire and forget. Brimstone's a fire and forget.
Do you know why they call it the Brimstone?
Because incendiary?
No, because it's a reference to hell, fire and brimstone.
Because it was a hellfire,
and then they're using the brimstone.
It's like pavement to the sidewalk. Yeah, I kind of get.
Yeah. Now the other one that is a bit more interesting.
No, it just reminded me of the meme. It's like, hey, can you let me your homework? I just need to copy it. It's like, alright, but don't make it too obvious.
Don't make it too obvious.
I get.
The Brimstone for a while was touted as the replacement for the Hellfire missile. Yeah. Okay, but the other missile that's interesting that you mentioned, it can be equipped to fire the Storm Shadow. Is it?
Yes, correct.
Okay. For those who are listening in, if
Oh.
you
Long range air launch cruise missile.
yes,
Sorry, go
that's the
off.
one. That is the
Mm.
one that Ukraine was given by the British, and the British were like, "Here's this new toy. Don't throw it at the Russians."
Do you know is that meme? Is that meme? Shit. Do you know like sorry, I derailed this a bit, but you know that there's this meme that is it no, it's not Halo, it's Doomslayer, right? It's a picture, it's a drawn of picture of Doomslayer from Doomslayer's perspective, giving a chibi free run a pistol and telling her to like go and kill demons.
Oh yeah.
I need to find that shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on, yeah.
No problem. Okay, so this is one of the things that the public was clamoring for the British to give to the Ukrainians, and the British. Okay, this is unsubstantiated. Apparently, the British already gave it to the Ukrainians.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And
it was just a matter of like signing off.
Just a matter of signing off on it, right?
Yeah.
And the British told publicly when the Storm Shadow was revealed and the British had to say we gave it to them. The British like they were wagging their fingers, right, and telling Ukraine don't throw it in
don't escalate the war.
Don't escalate the war. Don't shoot it into the territory. Apparently, when everybody got off the table and filed out of the room for lunch break and tea time, the British turned around at the Ukrainians and they winked.
Sounds about right. the British are not even annoyingly like scheming.
They are annoyingly coy about this.
Yeah. No, that's the better word to use. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
that's that for the Eurofighter, right?
For Euro Typhoon, given that it has a central role in the European Union, from what I know. But I also don't exactly know what the manual is about. For all we know, it could be a maintenance manual.
Okay, but it's still 730 pages, and I want to give that some credit. So I would say either B or A.
I would say a B.
Okay, fair.
I would say a B.
Oh, yeah, correct.
Yeah, because it's somewhere in the middle. It's somewhere in the middle. Okay, now here is...
Okay, last three.
Okay, this one happened on 11th September 2023.
Dang.
It is a child of Skunk Works, and it came out... This is a plane that literally came out from Area 51.
Oh, the Nighthawk.
Yes, the F-117 Nighthawk. It served its time very well in the Gulf War. I think the first Gulf War, and it was made famous because this was the plane that stuck in under heavy radar and anti-aircraft coverage and bombed the nuclear power plants in Iraq.
Oh, can I just say also that the F-117 Nighthawk, right, is literally one of the defining moments I feel personally of the second Iraq War, like the post the Gulf War, the second Gulf War if I'm not wrong, the post 9/11 Gulf War, because it was at that time, right, when it was the era, right, where CNC Generals could be released. And if anyone who has not played CNC Generals before, right, it's essentially an RTS, a real-time strategy game, where you control one of three factions: the USA, China, and the GLA, and what we call the GLA, which is the Global Liberation Army, which is modeled after terrorists. Very stereotypical terrorist way that makes it like stereotypical Middle Eastern. Yeah, you get what I mean. Which in today's day and age, in today's political climate, can never be released at all, right? But in the American military, essentially, right, what EA did was to make it kind of like a homage to a lot of US military kind of like hardware, and one of those hardware is the F-117 Nighthawk. They didn't call it the Nighthawk, they called it the Stealth Bomber. And one of the things about the Stealth Bomber, in-game at least, was that you're able to upgrade their missiles to bunker busters, which allows you to clear garrison structures in the game. So, chef's kiss. Very iconic, very, very like, oof, pop culture. Especially, I think, in the, even in the late 90s, pre 9/11, days, right? A lot of the time, I think Independence Day might be one of those. When they wanted to launch the first time that they launched nukes at the aliens, but it got hit. It got like stopped by the screen. I think it was the Nighthawk, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong. Yeah, but it has its share of cameos in very popular American media in the late 90s and early 2000s. Yeah, Chef's Kiss.
Yep.
Iconic. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It is
Yeah.
super iconic. I played. If anyone here plays like they're 30 plus years old and they remember Jane's Combat Simulations, the Nighthawk mission in Jane's Combat Simulations was one of the hardest hair-raising missions in the entire game. Yeah. Okay, so what was the leak about?
Good question. This is the part that
Okay.
I kind of fell short.
Okay. So, I'm going to. This is going to be a kind of a way of two-parter. Firstly, the leak, sensors, engine specs, firing angles.
Ooh, dang.
Okay,
That's
it
a lot.
sounds bad. It sounds bad, and it is bad, right? But mostly because leaks are bad, so that's why I say it is bad. And the Nighthawk. Okay, the Nighthawk has been shot down before.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Iraqi forces managed to shoot down
correct.
one.
Yep.
And they were kind of gloating over it. But here is where I would say that the leak of the Nighthawk.
Sorry, there were in 1999. It was shot down over Serbia first, and then 4 years later. No, yeah, it was only shot down in Serbia. Sorry, it was in Serbia, not in Iraq. But it continued service in Iraq before it was decommissioned in 2008.
Yeah. Okay. Here is the part where I would build up to where I would put it on the tier list. Firstly, the F117 is an old technology.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, it is an iconic bomber. Sorry. It's an iconic bomber, but it is not the stealth bomber. Okay? Because there is the B2 Spirit, there is the B1B Lancer, there is the F-22 Raptor, and there is now the F-35.
And all these are all stealth, right?
All these are all stealth.
Whether bombers or fighters, they're all stealth aircraft to a certain extent. Yeah.
That's right. We know almost nothing about the B2 Spirit.
For good reason.
For a damn good reason.
Yeah, because those are in charge of nuclear assets, if I'm not wrong.
And we know a little bit about the B1B Lancer. B1B Lancer itself can carry a total of 20
it's a heavy bomber.
It's a heavy bomber, but it can carry standoff weapons to deliver, if I remember correctly, up to 20 standoff nuclear delivery payloads.
Yep.
That sentence made no sense whatsoever. Let me try to let me rephrase it.
No, it made sense. It made sense to me.
20 missiles that can carry a small nuclear payload each.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a B1B Lancer. F-22 Raptor, F-35, A, B, C, whatever. We don't need those don't need any introduction. Those are iconic.
So in its own right.
Now the F117, you will notice that the design is so-called angled in a way. But if you look at the B2 Spirit and the B1B and all the other stealth guys,
round boys.
Those are round boys.
Yeah.
Those are round boys. Why? Because when the F117 was developed, stealth technology was pretty new. So the faces was designed to reflect radar of why? Because the material wasn't as good as it is today.
Yeah.
Okay.
The technology just wasn't there in terms of material science. Yeah. So they had to rely on geometry literally to break up radio signals.
Yes, that's right. So all this to leading to say, right, the leaking of the flight manual for a very old, outdated tech, sensors, engine specs, firing angles, I will put it as a nothing burger, actually.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, plus it was decommissioned in 2008 already. I get where you're coming from. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I would think that it's sensitive enough because this is stealth technology. But let's be honest. I mean, I would say that even if a peer nation was to get their hands on this technology, the Skunk Works is already way far ahead, like 1 2 generations.
I guess the issue wouldn't really be um being on par with current or like what's the word called? It's not a competition, right? Like at the end of the day, my thought process is, what if a developing nation, right? That turns out to be not to say an enemy, but to have what's the word called?
Unfriendly intentions.
Unfriendly. Thanks. Yeah, my brain was blanking out. Yeah, unfriendly intentions, right? Like if they're able to adapt this information, once again they don't have to get it perfect, right? They just need enough to launch an attack. That could be possible, unless the reason why the stealth technology is no longer well, rather why the stealth technology is obsolete, right, is because also not just the development of new materials that enable better stealth technologies, quote unquote, but also with the development of better detection technologies. So I would kind of like situational a bit. If the current technologies detection, right, whether it's radar or lidar or whatever it is, right, is actually good enough to, you know, like where the geometry breaking up of the F117, right, is no longer effective anymore, then it's a nothing burger for me. But if there's still a chance that the stealth techniques, right, are effective, not highly effective but effective enough, then it could pose kind of like a small threat, you know, to developed nations like the US. Yeah, or even maybe even smaller nations like us, right, at the end of the day. So I would put that on the C if that's really the case. But if once again, if modern radar and detection, threat detection, sorry, is a lot better now, where F117 techniques are all completely obsolete, right? We see them a mile away. Then that's a nothing burger already. That's just my thought process. So yeah, just wanted to add in a little bit of more thinking there, because my brain sometimes likes to brain.
Sure, no problem. Okay, if we think about these systems in the vacuum, right, and yeah, we think about the system in the vacuum, then of course we'll talk about detection and how to counter it. And I think let's stick with that, because the waging of warfare is very complicated.
That's true.
And none of us, as stated in the beginning of this long ass podcast, none of us are experts in this sort of thing. So let's keep it to that, and let's put it at a C. Yeah, let's put it at a C. Okay, we have two more, right? So the next one happened on the 15th September 2023. Holy shit, 4 days after the okay, this one is the AH-64 Apache. It's a technical manual, but consensus is shaky because, well, apparently the documents are declassified.
Yeah.
The document, however, is apparently labeled contractors only. So it's less of secret information and more of restricted. Don't use it without legal permission. So now the AH-64 Apache is also, if you haven't noticed by now, a lot of this tech that's listed out here, most of them are actually quite old.
They're all like Cold War.
The Cold War era. Yeah, like Agro was saying, the Cold War era was a boon for this kind of stuff.
Right? Weapons development and technologies as well. Yep.
Yeah. So my knowledge of the AH-64 Apache is that the initial model is not really the thing. It's actually the longbow variant, because the radar could allow the Apache to lock on to targets at a much longer range and over the top. That means that the helicopter doesn't have to stay out of cover. It can just peek out a bit, let the longbow radar that will be situated on top of the blades. Okay, tell you what, longbow. Apache longbow. Interesting, but this is not the one I was looking for.
Don't, bro. Why are you searching in wiki? Search in Google. The wiki search is bad. No, he found it. Okay, that's great.
Okay, so this guy you see here, this is the normal Apache. Alright.
Okay.
If you are looking at the longbow variant, then let's see where I can find a picture here. Here we go. Okay. So that round dome, dome above, that's the longbow variant, right? So in theory, what the helicopter can do is it just picks up above, so that only that dome is showing above the horizon. Lock onto a target, pops up quickly, shoots off all the missiles, and pops back down again.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what the longbow variant can do.
So it shoots a missile from that.
So it shoots a missile. The missiles are on the pylons that you see, the blue color missiles where they would be. So the problem with guided missiles is that you need, in a way, you need to guide them, or you need to stay on target. So you have to expose the entire body of the plane or the helicopter.
Oh, so that thing allows you to kind of keep line of sight while you are pivoting away or running away.
Yeah, that's right. So you can just they call it the pop up and pop down. Basically, you just show the radar, acquire the target, so your whole body is still being hidden. Pop up briefly to let let the missiles fly out, launch from your helicopter or whatever, and you immediately pop back down. Okay. So your missiles are flying in the air and going towards the targets already. Right. So back to the leak. Now the leak, as far as I know, is not for the longbow. It is only for the AH-64 Apache itself, and this is contractors only. So I don't think the information leak will be of significant issue.
Well, yeah. I mean, the big thing is that it contravenes, or it goes against It goes against the guidelines set by Gaijin themselves. That's one. It is very clearly says it is not export. It is not classified and also export restricted. If it is, the manual cannot. That whatever documentation should not be posted. That's one. Yeah. I was thinking of a second point, but I kind of forgot. Never mind, continue.
Yeah. Okay. So, but it's still bad enough. But then again, it's a very old technology.
It is.
Yeah. So as a complete lay person, I would think it'd be a B or a C.
Oh, I put it under Nothing Burger actually.
Nothing Burger.
Yeah. But I can see it being a C though. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the Apache is still being used, right? Like I think we still use it to a certain extent also. Like SAF.
Yeah, we still do.
It's part of our arsenal. Therefore, information on it is still valuable somewhat. So I would say maybe C. C would make some sense. Yeah.
Yeah, C will make a bit more sense now.
Poor dude is still suspended.
Yeah. And let's be fair to the helicopters, right? They are important in the grand scheme of things, but we cannot put both of them in under Nothing Burger.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. I will give that to you.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. M2A2 Bradley.
Oh, the Bradley.
This happened sometime 19th or 20th December in 2023. So this is so-called the latest. Now today, you'll notice in the pictures we didn't include the T90 or the T80M because that one has not been substantiated yet, as far as I know.
Yeah.
As far as I know. If that does come out as substantiated, then maybe we might cover it in a very short podcast sometime. So the Bradley is an infantry fighting vehicle. Now, what's the other term?
IFV?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. No. That's infantry fighting vehicle. Whoops. Yeah. Sorry.
Now,
mechanized infantry.
Sorry?
Mechanized infantry.
APC.
Oh, APC. Che.
Okay, what's the difference between the APC and the IFV? This is my understanding. APC, both are armored. They're both basically armored taxis on the battlefield. Okay, But the APC is mostly armored. It doesn't have the capabilities to fight anything else larger, more powerful, or more better armored than a light skin vehicle. So,
Mm.
what's a light skin vehicle? Basically, a vehicle like your car, your taxi, or a truck. Anything that can be punched with a 7.62 round.
Mm.
Okay, if you're talking about serious firepower and you want to take on, go toe to toe with tanks, even, or medium, better armored stuff, right?
Anything that's armored, basically,
Anything that's
it's
armored, lah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Then you're looking at the infantry
Has a
fighting
smidge
vehicle.
of armor.
Yeah,
GG.com.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the role of the IFV is a taxi, and in some sense, as a support vehicle,
Yeah. Versus
right?
other infantry.
Versus other
Yep.
infantry, something like that. So
Mm.
you'll find that the Bradley has what was it, a 20 or 30 cannon?
Yeah, it's not just a taxi. But
Yeah,
it
not just
carries
a
less
taxi.
troops lah, that's for sure.
It carries less
It's
troops.
meant to support infantry rather than to ferry them around.
Both actually, but well, they couldn't decide on what they wanted, so they ended up
Well,
sticking on
yeah
the
lah.
IFV.
I mean that's why the Bradley can only hold a fraction of the of troopers, right? At the end of the day, of
Yeah, that's
soldiers.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but one of the more interesting things about Bradley is that it can carry anti-tank guided missiles.
Mm.
Yeah. A shout out to a game called Gunner Hit PC. They modded armored vehicles pretty well, and the Bradley is one of them. Now, here's the thing: most people don't know when the Bradley's main gun needs to be reloaded, you have to shut down the entire vehicle.
Mm.
Shut down the entire vehicle, replace the box, cycle the ammunition, start on the vehicle, start on the electronics, and then you can fire again.
Oh dang.
Yeah, it's worse than the AMX 13, by the way.
Holy shit.
so, so with that in mind, if you recall, Agro mentioned earlier about the Bradleys engaging the Russian tank. That the Parker factor goes up way much more when you realize that the reloading has to be done with the vehicle shut down.
Oh my god. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't know this until I saw the community like patch notes for Ghana
Mm.
Hit PC,
Mm.
and they were addressing a few people who wrote into them say you should make the Bradley more realistic, and they're like, if you make the Bradley more realistic, you'll be spending like easily 20-30 minutes reloading the gun of the Bradley.
It's like, do you want fun? Because
Yeah.
I don't think you know what that means.
Yeah. Basically, it was that. So that's how I knew about the Bradley's gun taking a long ass time to reload.
Okay.
Okay, so the documents that was exposed goes through the commander's hatch,
Mm-hmm.
turret assembly, and the spore liner. Okay, commander's hatch, easy enough. It's the hatch that the commander pops up in and out from. Turret assembly, very simple. It's the assembly of the head. Spore liner. What's a spore liner? Right. If you remember, Agro and I were talking briefly about high explosive squash head and high explosives. The idea is that on a sheet of metal, especially a sheet of metal, right? Because that's what all your equipments are made of. Not equipment. Vehicles are made of.
Mm.
One side has force coming in very hard at the explosion. So when the energy travels through, the idea is that it will break off some of the metal lining on the other side, and those metal lining becomes projectiles within the fighting compartment of the vehicle.
Mm.
And
It's
that
actually really
causes
cool. Yeah.
it's very cool, but it's also very gruesome.
Mm.
I would rather die in a fiery blast than to die by spore.
Yeah.
So spore lining, in a way, is meant to. It's not to. Okay, I dare say, spore lining does not protect you from spore, but is to lessen the chances of spalling occurring.
Mm.
Because spalling doesn't just have to happen from a high explosive shell. It can also happen from a caliber large enough to force energy onto the inside of the vehicle that causes spawning. That will cause spawning. So the Bradley is an old tech, but it's proven itself very well in a few wars already. Gulf War, one of them, latest being the Ukrainian War. So here's one thing that I would say about how the Americans design the design philosophy. One of it is you must let the crew survive,
Mm.
right? You can lose the entire tank, you can lose the entire system. It's fine, it's okay. You can always build another one. The crew must survive because training a crew can take up to 1.5 years,
Yeah.
and you may not have the luxury or time to do that.
Plus, you're not the Russians, so.
Well, that and yeah, well. So when we talk about the spore, just the spore liner itself, I'm a little bit concerned about that. Less so much of the hatch, somewhat for the turret assembly, mostly the spore liner.
I get it. Kind of belongs in the same range also as like information about the penetration of a round, right? Because you can always adapt your weapons to it.
Yes and no. No, because we're talking. No, because this is not talking about the outside armor. Yes, because I mean the turret assembly may contain information.
Oh no, I was thinking actually of the spalling liner itself. Yeah.
The spore liner is the lining of the inside.
No, correct. But if you're using weapons, right, that squash hits, for example, right, that take advantage of the spalling effect. Yeah. That's what I meant.
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to be that effective in any case or like that crucial, but that's a potential point of interest there lah. Yeah, for any bad actors.
So okay, given that I'm looking at either a B or an A, I will put it at the A.
Yeah, I'll put it at the A also.
Put it at the A, okay. All right. So we have all of we're done actually. We have all of our stuff. So just to go through very quickly, when we're looking at the Nothing Burgers, these are stuff that we are not familiar with. So in a way, that's why we end up saying it's a Nothing Burger. Things that we are familiar with, but we don't really, it's not really iconic in our minds, I guess. I mean, other than F-16 and F-117. But F-117, we and the Apache, 117, Apache, F-16, they are iconic. But Apache, there are other options, I guess. F-117 is just outclassed by other options. And in a way, the F-6, the nature of the leaks is. Let me see what was the nature of the leaks again for the F-16. Okay, Apache was, we don't really know what's inside there. Nighthawk, I mean, the technology is very outdated. The F-16, it was the missile itself, right? Not so much of the plane itself. So we cannot give it. Okay, that's a C. B is somewhere along the lines of, we're not sure where this is going, but it sounds important enough, so we put it at a B.
Yeah. Plus, like, it's... Wait, what was B? What is this again? The Eurofighter, right? Yeah, the Eurofighter, I guess, has a little bit more relevance also now, with like NATO and Russia being aggressive right now. So I think definitely if you take those situations into account, kind of makes more sense that any such leaks, right, that would happen in that area would be of a lot more interest to bad actors lah, to certain bad actors.
Yeah. Then we're looking at the F-15 and the Bradley. Well, I would say that Group A and the ISD open up is similar because we are talking about the workings and the functions of the weapon systems itself, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct,
detection, ammunition, armor. So
like kind of like serious enough to the point where bad actors can. It's valuable information to take note if you are wanting to go against. Or even let's just say the hijack, right? These type of vehicles for whatever reason, for your own nefarious purposes. Not that it's easy, but possibility is always there.
Yeah. But you know what? We're talking about the weapon systems itself and why the Shenyang and the MBT, the Type 99 MBTs up there. I would bump this Challenger down to.
No, I won't. Remember, I won't. Only for one reason. It's because the fucking British MOD, Ministry of fucking Defense, had to come out and say, "Can you please take this shit down? It's actually classified." It's not about okay. So from my point of view, right, the IZ open up shit is not just about the value, right, of the material involved. It is also the response because the material was posted. Yeah, so I'm taking that into account. Like the
Okay,
rest,
okay.
the rest is like you kind of like, oh, okay, like people like you get banned off the Gaijin for like whatever, right? Like you've what's so crazy between like these leagues and the other leagues, and I feel like those three really set itself apart because it's actually important information, and for those that actually got a response, right? Like especially when we're dealing with China, right? It's like shit, man, you don't know when they're coming for you. Yeah. So that's the only reason that's for me that sets the challenger leagues apart from every other league, because literally your government has to come out and call you out. I think that deserves the top tier.
Okay.
It's
okay,
like to a certain extent you kind of make it. You get what I mean?
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Not that you should be proud of it, but
Yeah.
infamy is kind of like 2 letters away from famous, so I guess.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah. Okay, so that's all for our today's Talk Boxing Song
Hi.
lessons. If you listen all the way, thanks for joining in.
Yeah.
I don't know how to appreciate you enough that you bothered to hang out with two nerds just geeking out over stuff that they're not even trained or familiar with.
Yeah. And also if this put you to sleep, it's also great. Thanks for listening. We are great to be cures for insomnia. That's wonderful. Just put that in the comments so we know what type of tone to take in the future.
Yeah. The next round for Talk Boxing Song, we'll probably look at getting stories from Joe, myself,
Real life
and
military
Echo.
stories.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to hear the different stories from the three of us. For me personally, because the experiences are so varied, and
True.
it's a bit more personal lah, in that sense.
Yeah. Of course, we will leave out names and stuff like that, but
we will.
it's fine.
We will.
Yeah.
All right then.
Yep.
That's all for this round. Thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
And we'll catch you next time.
Yee.
Bye bye.
Bye.